welcome to our brand new show.
Every Sunday, my dad and I will be hanging out with you right here, trying our best to entertain you with some great guests, games and a bit of fun and friendly rivalry to make lockdown life just a bit more interesting.
On my side, I've got the multi-talented comedian, actor, presenter, writer and all-round good guy, Joel Dommett.
Yes. And on my side is a TV presenter who spent the last few weeks discovering how our supermarkets have managed to survive under the pressure of a pandemic. That is Adepitan.
Now, as you can see, we're all sat 2 metres apart, which means there's no room for our third guest. So he's joining us virtually. Zooming in today is the Kaiser Chief himself, frontman, Ricky Wilson.
Yes.
He's embarked on a new career as a teacher. Now, I definitely predict a right in your classroom, Ricky.
Classic gag then,
Yeah, very good.
You get it?
The cheap gags have started already, Ricky. Welcome to my life. Each week, my dad and I will be going head-to-head in a series of games, so we're getting help from some families at home who have been very busy doing some seriously great things during lockdown.
Now, please say hello to the absolutely wonderful, the Gibson family from Worcestershire. Charlotte, introduce me to your guys, would you, your little kids?
Yeah, hi Martin, we've got Maisie here, we've got Felicity and Heidi.
Hello!
Listen, welcome to the show. It's absolutely fantastic having you on here. They have raised an incredible amount of money, £3,500, from selling homemade rainbow badges that Maisie has made. Now, Maisie, hold up one of the badges for me, would you? Let's have a look.
Very nice.
Look, beautiful, aren't they?
And on my team, it is the Day family from Cardiff. Hello, Day family. We've got Mum, Kaylee, Dad, David, Jake, Finn, Theo. Now, inspired by Kaylee. Kaylee, you're a nurse. Dad, David and Jake, you've both ran 6 marathons in the last month, raising nearly £5,000 for Noah's Ark Children's Hospital. That is incredible.
Oh, man.
Deserves a massive round of applause. We'll be speaking about that a little bit later on. Now, as you may have noticed, we have clouds swirling above our heads. Yeah, it's not because we couldn't afford a roof, it's because we have access to the elusive cloud. And as the cloud is the fountain of all knowledge and information, it's going to drop us some fun and games and inspiration throughout the show. But I think it's time to get going.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start by talking to you, Joel. Joel, I have got something rather odd to look at, right? Let's just see this.
Joel, walk me through it.
There we go. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
What is that about?
Martin, I can see you trying to peer underneath it on that photo. That's me.
I'm just surprised it's not a bit longer.
It's, well, yeah, it's true,
It's just
actually.
a one-tier cake.
Yeah, one tier, yeah.
It's going to bring tears somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Trust me. That was my birthday. It's my birthday this week. And so I got dressed up in my little birthday suit.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. And, yeah, that's what my wife bought me to wear. That's what she likes to see me in, apparently.
What other presents did you get? I have to ask.
Because
I saw it on your Instagram. I want to know.
Things change when you get. I'm 35 now, and
you're getting on.
I'm getting on now. I'm getting on. I got 2 of my presents included. First of all, this is amazing. It's a stud finder that you put on. It's like a sort of toolkit thing, and you put it on a wall. Tells you when you're going to essentially electrocute yourself, putting a hammer in it.
Yeah.
So that's great, and so I'm well excited about that. And I got a sperm kit to test whether I've got strong enough sperm.
Why not? At 35, that's what you need.
Hey.
Hang on, there's a theme in this,
get that
isn't
from
there?
your local
Stud
supermarket.
finder and strong enough sperm. I mean, the two, like...
I've got to be careful not to get the two mixed up. You know?
Joel, I have to ask as well, because looking through Instagram, I have a keen question as to know which member of Take That you were back then with this photo. Let's take a look.
There we go. There we go.
You do look like young Gary Barlow.
He does, you do.
Do you think so?
Hey, you look like young Gary... First thing I think of is young Gary Barlow mixed with Simon from The In-Betweeners.
I'll take that. I'll take that. It's, yeah, I think that's probably like year 7. I remember just being desperate to have curtains, you know, like the proper curtains, but my mum wouldn't let me have the undercut. And I was like so annoyed. All the cool kids had the undercut. And she was like, you're not allowed an undercut.
That stare is so intense. What's going on?
It's like, I'm just sort of absolutely petrified. Luckily, I'm very comfortable in front of the camera now. What you actually can't see is below, I'm actually wearing a birthday cake.
I'll tell you what, Joel, you think that's embarrassing. Have a look at this.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That is not a fair throwback.
That is my boy. He's going for his Justin Bieber face.
Wow! That's serious.
That's his Justin Bieber.
How is it
look.
possible to get your hair like that?
Okay, well, listen, fine. Right, listen, I may have used a lot of hair product.
A
but
lot?
This is no, but Addy, this is where I got it from.
Oh, that is so unfair. I'll tell you that.
That is incredible.
Yeah, I'll tell you something.
That's
look
blue
paid for
steel.
your schooling.
Yeah.
That's blue steel, that's what that is.
Joel, talk me through the series at home with Joel Dommett, because, I mean, lockdown, working with the missus, I mean, it looked like she did most of the work for you.
She did do a lot of it, to be fair to her. I very much sprung it on her as well, because ITV2 were just like, right, we would like to make a lockdown show with you. And I went, yeah, that's absolutely great. And so I went about sort of planning it, and I was sort of planning it on the phone with all the people. And then genuinely, about a week later, after all these phone conversations every day, I was like, oh, I've forgotten to tell my wife. And like, she lives in this house. Yeah. So I told her, and obviously she was across it all, it was fine. But it was very early on in lockdown, so we had to just figure out so much stuff of how the logistics of it, how to, and it was incredible. I mean, I learned so much.
You know what I loved on that show was when you made a spa for your missus.
Yes.
That was absolutely great. And I know someone who copied that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I copied it.
Did you copy it?
Joel made a spa.
He didn't
for
think
his
I was going to
missus.
mention it, but he did.
Yeah, Joel made a spa for his missus, and I thought, that's a good idea, I'm having that. It's a good way to win some brownie points in lockdown.
It was, for me, like, so we made our spare room into a spa room. Very clever. And
I like it.
It was, I set it all up, there's actually like spa playlists on Spotify, great stuff. Popped that on, had all the sort of the oils and things, and like I made her call up for an appointment. Yeah. I made it official, and I was like, you want a massage? You need to call up for an appointment. And then she called up the exact spot. I put a chair outside with magazines, and then I said, sort of, come on in. I had a little name badge, and then I gave her. But I got so into it that it just was like, genuinely, by the end of the hour sort of massage session, I was ready to just get someone else in. Do you know what I mean? It felt like a sort of an appointment.
Roman had the petals going in as well, didn't you? You had the rose petals.
Why not? Hey,
doing
listen,
that.
some of us like to be romantic, yeah?
You
Yeah,
are?
listen, I've been talking to Mum. Maybe use some pointers here.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's so unfair.
I'm just saying.
I'm
just
feeling
saying,
this,
Just
I'm
saying.
feeling the
You see that,
electricity.
Addy?
That's so
Yeah.
unfair.
He's going for me.
I am
I'm going to go back.
romantic.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm
I
going to
am
go back.
romantic.
Oh, yeah?
Shirley cooks, I wash up.
Oh, yeah. What's the last romantic thing you did?
It's not very often
you
that
should
have...
be on tour, shouldn't you?
Well, yeah. So we moved the whole tour to next year, or like at least half of the tour to next year. And but we still got October, November, December still there at the moment. We'll see whether it's going to move or not. But I mean, I've forgotten how to do stand-up. I'm so scared to go back to do it. That first one back is going to be absolutely petrifying. You know, I don't think I've not done stand-up for this long since I started like 13, 14 years ago.
But I mean, it's not just that, because you know you have so much. I mean, you have the tour, you've got the show with your missus, and then the Masked Singer. Now, I do have to bring up the Masked Singer because it's still one of my favourite shows on telly.
Thanks, man.
I remember when I first saw it, and I was so happy, honestly, that you were standing up there in your fabulous suit, presenting it. Please tell me there's going to be another series.
Yeah, I've found like there's going to be another series. I'm so excited that I'm now allowed to tell people. And so they're all planning it and making sure it's all sort of, you know, they don't know obviously the rules are going to happen, but we're filming it in September. And it's so exciting to be a part of a show that people absolutely love. Yeah. And I just love the format, and it's so inclusive. It feels like everyone loves it, from like 2-year-olds up to like 100-year-olds just really love it. And And they're playing the American version on Saturday nights on ITV. And so it's really nice, I think, to see the format in a different, just a slightly different version of it.
You know what I want to know, right, is you two both do I'm a Celebrity. You go on to The Masked Singer. He's here with me.
You get all the glory and I'm on a show with my dad. How does that work?
That's not so bad, you know?
OK, so one of our families has a little question for you, Joel. Dave family, what would you like to ask him?
Hi, Joel. Nice to speak to you. We wanted to know, when are you having a baby?
I mean, cut straight to the chase.
Straight to it!
Boom! Wow!
Take that.
Thank you very much. I don't know, really. I mean, judging by the fact that my wife bought me a sperm test kit for my birthday, we're going to wait for a bit. I think lockdown sort of taught us that, because it's just, we're enjoying the tranquility of, we were so lucky to have lockdown for 3 months, and we haven't got a kid, we haven't got a dog, and we've got a little bit of a garden, and so we kind of enjoyed that time. Yeah, no offence to any of the children that are watching, but you're a real pain in the butt. So it's nice for now, and we're just gonna sort of enjoy hanging out together for a bit. But as soon as you know we decide to do it, I'll let the Dave family know. You'll be the first to know.
Joel, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Pleasure.
You're going to be hanging around, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to go back home.
You've got nothing to go home to.
I know.
You can't, because now you've told your missus you're not having a baby.
I know. So scared.
We've got to take a break. But stay with us for the guy's achieved himself, Ricky Wilson, fun with our families, and the lowdown on the best lockdown telly.
Welcome back to Martin and Roman's Sunday Best, our brand new show every Sunday morning, full of great guests, games and some relief in lockdown.
Yeah, now on our teams today are comedian Joel Dommett, TV presenter Adepitan, plus, of course, our lovely families who are helping out from home. Let's hear it for these guys.
And the Kaiser Chiefs, Ricky Wilson, is going to be virtually dropping in a little bit later. But first, let's find out a little bit more about our families. Now, on my side, I've got the Gibson family, who have raised £3,500 for the NHS, which is amazing. Mum Charlotte, daughters Maisie, Felicity and Heidi, and Dad Pete is at work at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, he's at work at the moment.
How are we doing, guys? So you made these amazing little rainbow badges, didn't you? Where did you get the idea?
My grandma was very poorly with COVID-19, and Captain Tom inspired me to raise some money for the NHS, because he raised money for the NHS too, so I decided to as well.
Well, listen, that's absolutely beautiful, because he's not Captain Tom anymore, is he? He's Colonel Tom.
Yeah, but he's now going to be Sir Colonel Captain Tom. He's just a ledge.
Yeah.
He's absolutely a legend, yeah. But you've been practising some sign language, right?
Yeah.
Can you show me some? Have you got something to do for me?
We've got something to show you. Sit down, lady.
Yeah.
What are we going to show them? Ready? Ready for this?
Thank you, NHS.
Come on then.
Thank
you. NHS.
And Charlotte, it's great to have you with us today. You know that.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Let's see if we can keep her awake.
Yeah, we'll try.
OK, and on my side, we have got the Days. Hello, the Days. Hi.
Hey, guys.
Now, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. You've got 3 lads. How is that in lockdown, Mum and Dad?
Easy.
Yeah, thumbs up. Can't talk anymore. Yeah, got it. Right, now, raising £5,000 for Noah's Ark Hospital charity. That is absolutely incredible. Now, in front of us. Now, Jake, raising all of that money, I understand it was your idea.
Yeah.
Why? What made you think about it? What were you thinking?
It was me, wasn't it? Yeah. I work as a nurse in the Children's Hospital, and he saw me going out to work every day, and said to his dad while I was sleeping that he wanted to do something to help. So this was the challenge.
So this was the challenge, but I mean, it's not the easiest challenge. Now, when your dad sets you something to do, I don't imagine my dad would ever ask me to run 6 marathons.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, no,
That's a
you
fact.
said
The other way around.
So it was the other way round. So you've been stitched up by your lad. So 6 marathons.
I have been. Yeah.
How many ice baths have you needed to take? Did your legs feel like jelly?
Well, the legs felt like jelly a few times, didn't they?
Yeah. We bought a giant pool for the garden, so some cold water in there, and that sorted them right out.
Right, it's actually time to play our first little game. But as we're competing, we kind of need a judge. And growing up, genuinely, my dad always said that Granny knows best. So with that in mind, we thought we'd invite a very wise Granny to adjudicate.
Today's judge, Nanny Ruth from Kidderminster. Now, she has 9 grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren, 2 more on the way. I know she doesn't mind me telling you that she is a very young and beautiful 88 years old. Nan Ruth, welcome to the show.
Hello!
You're looking absolutely beautiful, my darling.
Hello, thank you so much for inviting me.
Nan Ruth, now I do have to ask you, because you've come a little bit of a superstar. You've been on TikTok. Remind us, how many views have you had? How many people have watched you do it?
On the one TikTok, I've had over 32 million.
What? How many?
What? 32 million?
Oh, my
The
goodness.
population of Australia.
Australia, Canada, Philadelphia, Germany. They're coming from all over the world, and I just haven't done anything to merit it.
Can you show me what you did on
Can I tell you
TikTok?
what I did?
Yeah.
Can't tell you the riddles.
No wonder it's worth 39 million views.
I know. Well, listen, Nan Ruth, thank you.
I think it's the Wiggles that's done it.
Yeah.
That's it. Well,
It's the
Nan
hips.
Ruth, thanks so much for being with us today. And it is actually time for our first game. This is one of my favourites. Impressions. Now, I am going to try an impression of a celebrity, and our families are going to have to guess who it is in a game we're calling...
That don't impression me much.
We asked our families to make a homemade buzzer for this game, so let's test them out. The Gibsons, let's see your buzzer.
Hit it now. Sounds good, that's a good buzzer.
Very good. And the Days, let's hear yours.
Like it.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Right, so...
All right. So, OK, the game is a quick fire, so you've got to buzz in as quick as you can. Now, the family with the most correct answers wins. And as always, Granny Judge will keep the score. So, Nan Ruth, you paying attention? You with us, love?
I'm paying attention. Yes.
You ready for the first one, Ro?
I'm ready.
All right.
All right, here
On
we go.
your marks, get set, now.
Our wonderful families have been enjoying some great time together.
The days.
Dave's got it.
Days family.
David Attenborough.
David Attenborough, well done!
Yes!
Well done.
And your next one, Ro?
OK, next up. In lockdown, it's not just another day. It's another day to excel, baby. Yeah.
The
It's the
days.
Days family again.
And Jenna.
Caitlyn Jenner, yes.
On fire.
It's a good job you didn't say Donald Trump. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
All right, let's do another one, Ro.
Right. OK, so families, we're going to play a little game for you right now. Isn't that true? Oh, yes, you're going to do great.
Yeah, we've got it over here, the
The
Gibsons.
Gibsons.
Deck.
Yes, it's Dave, and I would have given you that as well. Why not?
Yeah. Well done, families. And Roman, that was absolutely brilliant. Nan, you got to tell us who won.
Team Ronan.
All right, what's that make? Is that 1-1? She called you Ronan.
Ronan. Team Ronan. Yeah. Thanks to Ronan Keating.
Lovely.
I'll be out. I'll show myself out.
So, if you fancy joining us on the show and being one of our lovely families, we want to hear from you. Have you been busy learning something new, you know, like a new talent or a skill during lockdown? Ro, have you learnt anything during lockdown?
Yep, how to work with your dad. It's hard. Have you done something amazing for a charity that you want us to shout about? Because please send us an email, sundaybest@cactustv.co.uk.
Now, since lockdown began, the supermarkets were under massive pressure, almost becoming the UK's fourth emergency service.
Yeah, and while most of us have had to stay at home, an army of people across the country have been working round the clock to help keep us fed. And you know, this is such an important time, and we want to know how well they're coping. So Adepitan has spent the last couple of weeks finding out. Now, Addy, Talk to me about this, because it looks absolutely incredible. I mean, how long ago was it that you filmed it?
Literally last week, actually. It was like a whirlwind. We just, got it done, and it's the fastest TV I've had to make. But yeah, it was, what was incredible about it was learning about the food supply chain, because most of us, once the food's on your table, you take for granted how it got there, all the systems that it had to go through. So the show's presented by Sarah Cox and myself. Sarah spends 24 hours in a local supermarket watching how the systems work, how the stuff comes into the supermarket, and finding out what it was like for the frontline workers there, to work through the pandemic. And then I go to farms, factories and depots and just see how the supply chain coped under the pressure. Because remember, at the beginning of this pandemic, suddenly all the supermarket shelves were empty. People went mad for loo roll. I couldn't get flour anywhere. West London was empty of self-raising flour. You just like, who knew we baked so much stuff?
But it was all about the loo roll, wasn't it?
What's going on? It's just like, I don't know, what does it say about us Brits, that we like to have fairy cakes and make sure we can go to the toilet happy.
It has been.
We've got a clip though, haven't we?
We do indeed.
This is called the just-in-time system, where stock is kept in storage for as little time as possible and moves quickly through distribution centres to stores. It's used by most of the UK's supermarkets. What's the benefits of this system?
This system gives us minimal waste, which means that in here we see nothing left, and the stores get exactly what they require.
Do you know what I find most fascinating about this is those guys that work in shops, when they signed up to work in those places, they didn't sign up to be on the front line.
Well, I think it's a difficult time for everybody, but what must weigh heavily on them is they can't stop. It's not like they could go home like some of the other workers and we could shut down the supermarkets, because we have to be fed. So their job, and I think so we did take for granted. Nobody really thought about what the local person who works in my supermarket, how important they are to us. And I think someone asked me and said, what should we say? How should we show our appreciation? And I actually, rather than some big hand clap, I think just when you go to your supermarket, say thank you.
Say thanks.
Say thank you. Speak to the people at the cash till. I think they would really appreciate that. For them to know that we appreciate what they're doing and what they have been doing in this really important time.
Do you know what I found interesting as well? Because you've learned so much meeting all these people, and one of the things is that there's certain tips and tricks to try and get the best bit of meat, and how do you get a Michelin star piece of meat in the supermarkets, and you found out.
When the pandemic happened, the restaurants closed down. And all the restaurants, Michelin star restaurants, they left a massive gap, because the price cuts, the top meat, the fish, that would normally be served in those restaurants, there was no one to buy them anymore. So Morrison's and some of the other supermarkets are then filled in that gap. And now, you can get Michelin star food in your local supermarket for a decent price. So we're basically going from spam to filet mignon.
I'm going down there, I'll tell you that. Straight after this.
Yeah, why not? Well, listen, we've got to take a break, but we're going to chat more to Addy when we come back. Plus, give you some ideas on what to watch on TV and online for just some good home entertainment. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Show on TV, Martin and Roman's Sunday Best. Now we're going to freshen up your weekend with some great guests, games and some lovely families from around Britain. Comedian Joel Dommett is here. And surely the main man from the Kaiser Chiefs, Ricky Wilson, is dropping in from the cloud.
Now, before the break, we were talking to Addy Adepitan about his brand new show, Keeping Britain Fed. And lockdown, well, Addy, it can make you lose the plot. But I genuinely thought, I was like, Addy, he's a top bloke. He's not going to lose it here. He's going to keep a calm head. His followers are going to be cheering him on. Now, I thought you wouldn't lose the plot until I saw this.
Good afternoon, everybody.
I love that.
It's Fitness Friday.
So you're not added the music there. When you have someone dancing with no music in it, it makes you look like a nutter. Look at it.
Now, talk me through it. How did this come about?
So basically, I wanted to do a fitness a live stream that was inclusive, that was adapted, that to do a workout for people with disabilities and able-bodied people. My brother's a personal trainer, and so we set it up to work with him every Friday and get people watching and give them advice. And me and him, we have a little bit of banter, and he's been having problems in lockdown because he hasn't been able to get his hair cut. So he's been, like loads of people, haven't been able to go to the barbers. So his hair's been growing and growing, and he's been getting more and more embarrassed and wearing a hat. And I've been trying to get him to get his hat off to show everyone this massive, microphone head that he's got hiding under there. But he won't do it. So one week I just surprised him and put the wig on, and he's just winding him up. So he's been wearing a dreadlock wig as well. So there you go.
Fantastic.
Well, I mean, Addy, as well as making documentaries, doing fitness videos online, running around the country. Now, talk to me about Cyborg Cat, because I see this everywhere. Wow. And so, talk me through the new one.
So this is, I've written a series of books called, it's the Cyborg Cat series. This one's Cyborg Cat and the Masked Marauder, which is the latest book. And it's about a group of friends who are pretty different. They're going through loads of adventures, and one of them, the main character, has a disability, but his alter ego is called the Cyborg Cat. So he has superpowers, and in this Masked Marauder, he's been chosen to play for his local basketball team. But in order to play for the basketball team, he needs to get himself a sports wheelchair. And the sports wheelchair costs hundreds of quid. So his parents haven't got the money, so his friends decide to do loads of sponsored events to try and raise money for this chair. Just as they've raised quite a bit of money, a couple of hundred quid, suddenly the money goes missing, and there is a message, a mysterious message left with a mask, and it's been stolen by someone called the Masked Marauder. So the Cyborg Cat and his friends have to unveil the Masked Marauder and try and get Addy's money back and try and help him get a new wheelchair so he can play for his basketball team.
Oh, that sounds absolutely beautiful, doesn't it?
Well, listen, Addy, I mean, everything you're doing right now, I can barely keep up with it, to be totally honest, mate. It's fantastic. And I know that the Gibson family have a question for you, Addy. So, Gibson family, what is your question for Addy?
You're so good at everything. Can you tell us something that you're bad at?
Tell us that I'm bad at. I'm not so good at it. Thank you for saying that, though. It's a really good question. What am I bad at? I'm bad at loads of things. My wife will probably say I'm rubbish at cooking. The one that she says that really annoys her is I don't leave. I forget to put lids on stuff.
All the time. I get the same thing, man.
She goes absolutely bonkers that I don't put the lid on the ketchup properly, or I don't put the lid on a drink properly, and then she picks it up and it drops all over the place.
See, I get that.
It's not me. I think she's just too strong. She unscrews herself. It's nothing to do with me.
Wicked. Thanks so much, Addy. Don't miss Keeping Britain Fed on Wednesday, 8 p.m. on BBC Two. Right, it is actually time for our game called Head in the Clouds. Yeah, so the cloud has magically morphed two famous faces together, and our job is to guess whose faces they are, and for a bonus point, which one of us they link to. Everyone clear? Yes?
Clear.
I'm clear.
Has everyone got their buzzer? Yeah, there's mine. Yeah. Perfect, wicked. Right, Cloud, please reveal the first photo.
Oh, I think I can immediately have this, I think.
I've got it. Can I know one of them.
Oh, Joel's got first, go on then.
Is it a mixture of Carol Vorderman and Scarlett Moffat?
Oh, wow, that's brilliant.
I was in the jungle with both of them.
Got to be,
Cloud, please reveal the photo.
Brilliant.
It is!
He's on fire! He's on fire!
Absolutely wonderful.
And Joel, for the bonus point, why does that relate to you?
I was in the jungle with both of them. They're both wonderful women, wonderful people.
Yeah.
OK,
we doing another one?
I think we've got time for another one. So Cloud, show us a face mash, please.
It's Kylie, is it?
Is that what's...
It looks like Kylie, doesn't it?
Catherine
Go on.
Is it Louise Redknapp?
Is it Catherine Jenkins and Kylie?
Catherine Jenkins.
Roman, we're not doing any good here.
Catherine Jenkins and Kylie.
Oh, I know.
Hang on, he's passed in with Catherine Jenkins and Kylie.
no.
Go on. No, you've got to do it. No, we're going with that.
We're going with that?
Yeah,
He said
no, you can't just change your mind.
Addy, do you have one? Do you think you know who it is?
Is it?
I think I know.
it's Louise Redknapp.
And?
Oh, come on. You got to help me with the other one.
It looks like me in 10 years' time.
We're going with Catherine Jenkins, and I think it looks like Denise Van Outen.
Oh, it's a good shout,
good
actually.
call.
Oh, that is.
It's a great shout.
Good call.
Joel, why is that connected?
They were both contestants on The Masked Singer.
They're both contestants on The Masked Singer. Please reveal the cloud.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Now, Ruth, let's get the scores. Let's have the results for that game. Not that I really want to
And the
know.
winner is Martin.
Hey! Now, the cloud isn't just full of games. It's bursting with ideas to keep us entertained, isn't it, Ro?
So, let's find out what it's got on store for us today. What is on? OK, so best telly to binge watch. Now, we're starting off tomorrow night. We're going big. Love Island Australia starts on ITV2 at 9 p.m. It kind of helps fill that UK Love Island void.
Yeah, you love that. You're a big fan of that, aren't you,
I
Ro?
can't believe it's not here, but the Australian version is very good. You've actually got something good for you.
What?
Well,
Oh, Broadchurch. Broadchurch is absolutely one of the... Did you like Broadchurch?
I'm more of a Love Island guy. But you know what? They're both good in different ways.
Well done.
I'll
Well
tell
played,
you what,
Joel.
you can see every episode. It's going to be released on the ITV hub, so listen, I will check it out if I were you. If you've never seen it, it's absolutely
I actually never have, but
brilliant.
everyone
David
says, like, with it, it's absolutely incredible.
That's
And
amazing.
I've been to the beach that it's, like, shot on. I've done that.
also the new series Alex Rider on Amazon Prime now. Teenagers, take a listen, based on the very popular book. He is basically the teenage version of James Bond.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at it right now. We've got a clip.
Secrecy is an occupational necessity in our line of work. Your uncle was shot and killed doing his job. There was no car crash, obviously. But you know that already, because you are very much your uncle's nephew.
And why does that matter anymore?
Because there's something we'd like you to do for us.
What?
A job.
You want me to help you? He died in some scummy warehouse because of you.
Oh, I'm
Very
liking that. I might even watch that. Now, you got binge recommendation, right? The Last Dance.
Oh, for me, it was my sort of highlight of lockdown.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
and they
amazing.
sort of drip fed it, didn't they, on Netflix?
Yeah.
And it had like sort of maybe 2 episodes per hour a week, and it was just every time it came out, I was so excited to watch it.
Yeah, for me, it's the best sports documentary I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's documenting Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, who went on to win 6 NBA titles and they won it back to back. But what's really good about it is you get like a behind the scenes, warts and all, opportunity to get into the head of Michael Jordan, who I think is the greatest athlete out there. And he doesn't hold back. He just reveals everything and about that whole crazy team in that era.
Do you know what I think as well? I think it is fantastic because even if you don't like sport, it's
True.
still like the story of it is unreal. Do you know, we've actually got a clip of it. Let's see.
Michael Jordan waded into the undertone of bitterness on the Bulls when asked what the Bulls' biggest challenge would be this year. Michael glancing up at the office of GM Jerry Krause.
Jerry Krause was the general manager of the Bulls, and he was certainly at the root of what made the tension of that season so severe.
It is excellent. I promise you'll love it. Tonight, though, Star Wars fans, yes. Rogue One on ITV, 7:30 p.m, starring Felicity Jones. Yes! Why not have a bit of Star Wars?
Do you like Star Wars?
I love a bit of Star Wars, mate. Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm a Star Trek man. Oh, there you go. Listen, I'm a bit older than you, aren't I?
Hey,
Well,
it's
look,
fine.
hopefully that's your week ahead sorted. But after the break, Kaiser Chief, Ricky Wilson, he's going to be here to tell us why he's decided to swap rock and roll for reading, writing and arithmetic. I tell you what, Ro, it's changed since my day.
Yeah, I know. You took to gardening. Plus, we'll go head-to-head in our final game. We'll see you in a few minutes. To Martin and Roman's Sunday at Best. If you've just discovered us, then welcome to a brand new show. Yeah, this is what happens if you eat loads of bugs in the jungle. You end up on TV with your dad. We're happy to be here every Sunday morning.
Joel Dommett and Adepitan have been here all morning, and coming up, they're going to be playing along as Roman and I go head-to-head in a music quiz. Now, if he beats me in this first show, right, he will never let me live it down.
Never. Now, time for our final guest of the day. He is one of the nation's most successful and talented musicians with massive hits that we all know and love. I predict to write Ruby. But now, during lockdown, he's putting his music career on hold to become a supply teacher. Please welcome Ricky Wilson.
Yay.
Or actually, should I start calling you sir? How does that work?
Not just yet. I'm not there yet. The Queen hasn't bestowed that on me. But no, I was always one of those teachers that goes, "Hey guys, call me Rick." You know?
Tell us about the show.
Oh, the show. CBBC, they got in touch and said, we're doing this thing. Gary Lineker's involved. And I said, yeah, that's about it, really. They wanted an art teacher. I have a little bit of former training in that department. So where
were you as an art teacher?
When I left university, I became a college lecturer for a year in graphic design, which was harder than I imagined. It wasn't like Dead Poets Society. It was like Dead Poets Society, but with admin as well. Too much admin.
I mean, I do have to ask, because I'd like to know what type of teacher you were. Strict? Were you one of the ones that just constantly tried to be too cool, or what was it?
Well, I think I did try to be too cool. At the time, I thought I was cool, but I think that it probably came across as a bit sad. I kept telling them I was in a band and we were really good, and it turned out I was. But,
so you shot your show
no,
home?
No, I do live in Cornwall, but I haven't been able to go down. I'm stuck in a flat in London, and I have been since the beginning of lockdown. Right. It's just me, Grace, and the dog, who you can probably see here. Yeah, and so it's oh yes, he wants to go on TV. There you go.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I shot it in our flat in London, and it's been weird. Yeah. But I wouldn't waste it for the world, because it's made me realise you don't actually need that much stuff and things and anything like that. I just need me, Grace, and the dog, and I'm happy.
Yeah. Hey, well, listen, it looks absolutely fantastic, and you're doing some great work in it. Let's take a look at it right now. We've got a clip.
So if I just try and use orange, I'll just draw a basic outline of my head. So you can see from the photograph that my face is in shadow on that side. So on that side, I'll use darker orange to create that shadow. That's not dark enough. And then on the other side, I create a sense of light by using lighter orange.
That's so good. And Ricky,
amazing.
You've gone from painting on a canvas to painting faces. We saw this wonderful photo.
Yeah.
Oh, love that.
Tiger King and Queen.
Yeah, that was. Do you remember Tiger King? That was massive, wasn't it? Now it seems like about 10 years ago. But, yeah.
No, you got a good impression, haven't you?
Oh, mate, we'll do that.
Tiger King, man. Tiger King. Give it to me.
Wants me to do Joe Exotic. I'm not going to end up doing Joe Exotic.
But yeah, I mean, Ricky, you know, doing all of this, there's so much that people have gone away and they've said, in lockdown, I want to learn something new. I want to be able to do something cool. I mean, you've been painting, but you've also been writing a book.
Yeah, well, I've been writing a book for years. And then I suddenly had to fill in all the gaps. You know, the bits you don't want to do. It's good having ideas, but then you kind of like get to the point where I've actually got to write it down. So I've written it down. It's finished. It started off as an adult's book, but it was too silly and not long enough. So now, like Ade, I've done a children's book, and it's so much fun doing it, because it really is a way of getting things out of your system that I didn't have any other way of getting out of. And I think, like Ade, the main character is basically me.
I mean, Addy, have you got any tips for him?
Yeah. Listen, ideas come from everywhere, so I think you just got to be prepared to make notes all the time, and also have a good fart joke. Good fart jokes go a long way.
They never fail.
Never fail.
Ricky, what about the talent shows you've been doing?
Oh yeah, Grace's my fiance's family set up these weekly talent shows on a Sunday where every week we get a different talent we have to showcase, and then the following Sunday you showcase the talent. And we've done rapping, we've done portrait painting, which I was good at, you know. We've done dance routines, and it actually has brought us together. And I preferred it much preferred it to the quizzes because they were really getting on the nerves.
Oh, everyone. Too much.
I know, it's too much. We've actually got a clip of you in action. Let's take a look.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I was mildly disappointed because at first I thought that was going to be the advert for your podcast with Tony Blackburn.
Well, I did send him an outfit, but he wasn't up for it. It was too big.
Yeah, that's right.
He wanted it tighter and lower cut.
Yeah, I did presume so. Now doing the podcast with Tony, I mean, how amazing has that been?
Yeah, that's been a whole lot of fun. We've been doing that during lockdown as well, over Zoom like this, and it doesn't change anything. He's still as hilarious as ever. His puns are sickeningly horrible. It seems to tickle me. I like his sense of humour. But yeah, a lot of fun doing the podcast with Tony. We're a pop detective agency who solve crimes.
Ricky, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it this morning. Great fun. And you can see Celebrity Supply Teacher on CBBC Thursday at 9:25 a.m.
Very good. Now to finish off the show, we're going to play one final game called Lyric Maestro.
Now for this we need the help of our esteemed Nan Ruth, who has a series of song lyrics that she's going to read out, and we have to name that song. Easy as that, right? Eddie, you're going to be with Roman, because he needs all the help he can get.
I actually do. He's starting already, isn't he?
Joel, you're with me.
Sweet.
Nan Ruth, are you ready, my love?
I'm ready if you are.
I'm ready. OK, so let's have our first lyric, please.
Here we go.
Right. I was working part-time in a 5 and dime. My boss was Mr. McGee. He told me several times that he didn't like my kind because I was a little bit too leisurely.
Oh, what?
Do you know that?
Yeah, a bit too leisurely.
Those are deep lyrics.
I feel like the Dave family are really trying to...
Yeah, Dave, did you guys know it?
Do you know it? Do you know it?
Yeah.
What is it?
Gibson's.
Summer of 69, Brian Adams.
Brian Adams, Summer of 69. Nan Ruth, was it Brian Adams?
No, it wasn't right. No.
It wasn't.
Can I ask who it was?
No.
What about the Gibsons? Have you got a clue? Do you know who it is?
No.
None of the girls. I think we're going to go with a draw on that one.
Oh, can't anyone get it?
No.
I don't think so. I think we're going to have to miss this one.
No, you're going to have to tell us who it is.
It's Prince, Raspberry Beret.
Oh, that classic.
Raspberry.
That classic.
It's a great track.
Right.
Let's try
Shall
another
we go
one.
to the second one?
Yeah, go on, Ruth.
Let's hear it.
Nice to meet you. Where you been? I could show you incredible things. Magic, madness, heaven, sin. Saw you there and I thought, oh my God, look at that face. You look like my next mistake.
Is that Rolling Stones?
It's so difficult to not get out of... It's so difficult. I've just got Ruth's voice. She's just telling me a story. I just want to...
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
We'll have that. Thank you so much.
Come on.
Well done. Shall we do another one?
Yeah, go on then.
Want one more?
Yeah.
Shall I start now?
Yeah, go on then, Ruth.
Right. Are you ready? When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg. I was running from my brother and his friends and tasted the sweet perfume.
Ruth, I've got it. I've got it. Is it Ed Sheeran, Castle on the Hill?
Yes!
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 We were terrible at that.
Roman.
This is
smashed
so
it.
unfair.
We can't. Virtual.
This is so unfair. He's got an Ed Sheeran tattoo on his leg.
Yeah,
he knows the man so well.
That's the thing. Yeah, why not? Nan, thank you so much.
Nan Ruth, just tell me, this is the important question. Who won that game?
Roman won that game.
Well done. Well done. Well done. And I believe we can actually say who won the entire show. So, Ruth, who is today's winner?
He's won the whole show.
I've won the whole show.
Roman has won the whole show.
Yes!
Ruth! Yes! Joel, sorry about that. What can I say?
Hey, it's absolutely fine.
What can I say?
It's all right. It's a pleasure to be next to you.
So that's your lot for today.
Yeah, well, if you fancy watching us all over again or missed any of the show, you can catch up on the ITV Hunt.
Huge virtual hugs goes out to Nan Ruth, of course. And my team, the Gibsons, and Joel Dommett.
And thanks so much to my team, the Days and Adepitan.
So great to have you here with us today.
Yeah, we're back next Sunday with Maya Jammett, Rob Rinder and Michelle Visage. We're going to have 2 more families who have done amazing things during lockdown and a grand to keep the score. Thanks so much for spending your morning with us.
See you next week.
Bye.